Hey, what's going on YouTube, and welcome back to another video. Now today, we're doing another episode of auction car hunting, the video series where I go out to the auction yard to look at a couple cars that I'm particularly interested in, or just find stuff that's weird, interesting, or unique. So in this video series, I'm gonna do my best here to take you guys out to the auction yard that I'm at today, which is actually here at Copart at the Portland location. So I made a little trip down here. I always enjoy my time when I come to the Portland Copart just due to the fact that there's such a huge abundance of vehicles. I mean, this is one of the larger yards and I'm always impressed at just like the variety that they have out here. I really do hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I think some of the stuff that I want to cover is going to be outside of the K-swap content that I've been currently doing, but it doesn't mean that I'm not completely disregarding buying another project car. It's just that we got a lot of stuff going on and I need to prioritize that. I think with that being said, we can get started here. And now we have an oldie but a goodie. I've actually been a huge fan of these for a very long time. I think one of my favorite builds on the internet for a good chunk was the Gingham Volvo 240 that was just like this, but it was LS swapped. One of the coolest things ever, especially if you can find one of these in a wagon. I'm almost shocked that it's here in one piece because especially over here in the Pacific Northwest, for whatever reason, I don't want to say it's a hipster car, but it's got a charm to it that a lot of people like. You know, it's vintage. Usually I see these with, you know, 300,000-400,000 miles on them, but maybe it was a very small accident that totaled it out. So some things that you're gonna notice is that the rear bumper trims, for whatever reason, are gone, but in terms of structural integrity, I mean, they really don't make them like this anymore. It's just exposed steel. I mean, this is like hitting concrete. And I think they did an experiment in a TV commercial a long time ago with one of these things where they dropped it on its nose and it barely even bothered the car, which is amazing. So I do see what probably totaled this out here, and you can see that it got side swiped right here. So a lot of warping happening on the doors. Is this still open and closed? Incredible. Dude, look at the inside of this thing. Look at this. This is such an old car. Look at it. This is unbelievable, the condition. Wow. It's the black interior too. Looks like somebody snipped the zip tie on that, so I'm not gonna mess with it, but I didn't want to drain the battery on this guy. Only 145,000 miles on the clock. This is staggering, the condition. I mean, look. A little bit of Gorilla Tape on the back, but what do you expect? This is such an old car. Black leather too. You fold these down, it's like a small apartment back here, I swear to God. One of the best cars ever made. Oh, and the bumper's right here too. That makes it, okay, easy. And look, it's just like, it just feels like a tank. I mean, look at the way you open and close the door on this thing. It just has that satisfying shunt as you close it. Now, in terms of interior piece trims of, you know, little speakers and stuff, but that's very simple, man. I mean, come on. Can't expect the world from such a old vehicle like this. So let's pop open the hood and take a look. Even the roof. I think the clear coat might be going. Very typical on an old red car, but you'd be surprised, you know, you hit this with the polisher and the shine would really come back. Look, even the headlights, these are plastic, so I think these have been replaced because I think the earlier models, they had glass headlights. Yeah, both of these are plastic, which is interesting. Let's pop open the hood on this bad boy. If I can find the little thingamadoo. There you go. Wow. I mean, talk about spacious. Look at all the room in here. And I'm almost willing to bet that this car is gonna fire right up because of the condition of everything. Look at the air conditioning system on it. The lines, it looks like they've been replaced at one point. And I can also see too, that they're using a high quality oil filter on this guy. And again, you see the Bosch alternator. That's also OEM plus replacement. I think these are all Bosch from the factory. So I would be guessing that this was very well maintained. My gut feeling is at least telling me that. I could be completely wrong here. But again, just look at it from a simplicity standpoint. I mean, these things are slow. I'm not gonna say this thing is fast, but I mean, look at how much room. You have access to the exhaust manifold, you can pull the plugs, you can basically do anything. You could probably tear the head off with the intake manifold and it wouldn't be that much work. Wow, I like this one a lot. This is a good project, you know, something you could put back together, drive it for another 15 years and really enjoy it. Again, look at the condition of the tires. They are like basically brand new. It even has the whiskers on them. I mean, what else do you want? All factory hubcaps? Dude, this is a gem and a half. I have to know if this thing runs, really. I would be shocked if it doesn't run. It's one of these cars that if you fix this up, man, you're set. Really, really fun little car. Okay, let's see here. There she is. Oh, you stupid steering lock. Okay. Start for me. Wow. Dude. It's even got the original the original stereo. It's a little stuffy in here. Listen to it run. Dude, it is so quiet. It's beeping and bonging, but don't want to get locked out here. Listen to the engine. Listen to this thing. Oh my God, it's so smooth. Dude. Just hums right along. It might need an engine mount. It's a little, I don't know if they're always like that, but it could just be the vibrations from the engine. But I am astonished. See, I told you guys, man, this is the one you go after. Not all this new modern stuff. This is the one, man, I'm telling you. Listen to it. It's actually running. This is from the 80s. You have to remember, this car is from the 80s, dude. What else do you want, man? This is crazy. Does this open too? Absolutely brilliant. Even the shocks, look, they even replaced these. Somebody loved this thing to death. I'm telling you, bro. Been doing this stuff for a long time. I know a good one when I see it. And this is a fabulous car. Now I'm slowly falling in love with this thing, and we better turn it off and get out of here before start placing bids on it. Now, I know a lot of you guys are probably going to be going after this one, E92 BMW 335i, but that's not why I walked over here. It was actually this right here. Now this, Lincoln Continental Mark II? Is this a Mark II or a Mark III? Oh, it's a Mark III. Interesting. Now, I actually don't know too much about the history behind these cars, but I just know that this is like going into a time machine. This reminds me of like Scarface, Tony Soprano, Goodfellas. Like, this is just a mobster vehicle. And I mean, can you imagine driving one of these back in the day? You didn't have to worry about fuel mileage. This was all just status. And it's kind of weird to look at this and then remember where Lincoln actually came from. And I mean, look at just the angular lines happening here on the front end. It just looks so menacing. But you know, you look at a new Lincoln and then you look at this and you're like, there's no way that this is the same car brand. So, I mean, just taking a walk around this thing, I feel like I'm getting a full exercise in. It is so long. Who's gonna parallel park this thing? And I always found it very humorous how the spare tire was just kind of an afterthought and they just kind of loop it around like this. But as a classic, this is a very, very cool car. I mean, again, there's just so much art that is unappreciated with one of these, especially when it comes to just like the design of the taillight, how it's all integrated like this and it protrudes out. You don't see stuff like that anymore. It's very of the time. And, you know, I'm sure that this has some pretty major issues. I think the number one thing is going to be rust. If I really applied pressure here, I could probably punch a hole in the back. So it's kind of the nature of these things as life goes on. If a car is not kept in a garage forever, that's unfortunately what happens. But still, fabulous color, the maroon, I love it. Very good looking car. And I don't know what the composition of the top is. maybe some hard vinyl of some sort. It's interesting because it's like softer here and then it's very hard right here. So it's almost like there's some insulation going on. I see that there is going to be issues with leaking, especially through all these little pieces here, because I think all the rubber is just completely gone. Again, stuff of this vintage is to be expected, of course, but God, look at, I mean, just, maybe it's not picking up on camera, but just the sheer size of everything is just almost overwhelming to a degree. Look at the inside. They don't make seats like this anymore. God, I sound so old, but really, they don't make stuff like this. This is just a pure cruiser. So much room. I mean, you could probably fit 6 people in this very comfortably. You know, it's got the old airplane style seat belts. This was safety technology at the time. But again, you have to remember that it's all here. For an old school Ford product, there's a lot of positives to this one, especially for restoration, because even the dash, number one thing is usually when these bake in the sun, the dash is just completely cooked, but this one looks fabulous. It even smells pretty good in here, really. I was gonna see how musty it would be in the inside. Maybe it's because it has a little bit of air circulation with the gaps happening here. But let's go to the driver's seat and see what's going on here. Again, it's just a very cool thing. I mean, I have to be very careful because I don't want this whole thing to swing out. But again, it's just one of those things that when you look at it and you just see the build quality, then it's just really astonishing. Like even just the rocker on these switches are nice and smooth. They don't make that clicking noise. And it looks like this is a shag wool from a sheep in terms of the carpet that they used. But again, oh wow, these seats are very comfortable. You know, old school stereo, but again, why is this moving around like that? That is very questionable. The steering wheel should not move up and down, but it is for whatever reason. Okay, well, that's interesting. The column shift, man, this is just very cool. The odometer only goes to 40,000, or 5 digits, I mean. And it even has the, well, at the time they called this Cartier. Is this Cartier watch or not? It says it right there. You let me know down in the comments. Now, this behemoth has probably got an engine that is, whoa, what is that? Air control. You guys see that? What is that? Air control. Oh, is it like for the carburetor? Maybe air control? Man, this thing is so old. How do I even open the hood on this thing? Will it start? It has keys. Imagine it just fired right up. I don't think so. Nothing. Oh. The battery's cooked. How do you open the hood on this thing? I mean, look at the size of the brake too. There's no, is it at the front? Let's just bask in the beauty of this marvelous machine. I really don't know how to open the hood on this thing. I think we'll just have to move on. Maybe I'll come back to this. I don't know. But paint's on its way out. I can see starting to bubble again. It's weathered. It's been outside for God knows how long. But really staggering. Very cool car. Almost as nice as the BMW. I know some of you guys probably gonna want me to take a look at this one, but wow, the cup holder's actually in one piece. That's amazing. Airbags deployed, front end collision, automatic. It is a good looking car. It has the M wheel. Yeah, somebody dumped money into this thing. I think the most gratifying thing out of this is the Apex wheels. I might need these for my white E36. But shame I can't take up 275s. Have you lost your mind, man? That's a lot of meat for a little BMW. My goodness me. We can see the body damage up here in the front. Pretty nasty hit, honestly. Could be a lot worse. Let's take a look at the engine. Oh, yeah. Oh, it does have the nice intake. Looks like that's been upgraded, but you have to remember, this is the, what is it, the N54? The twin turbo engines, these are notorious for having problems. This one's gonna have problems, and it's already having problems. The hood won't even stay up. As much as I do like a BMW here and there, this one I would probably avoid at all costs. It's pinched up against the engine. I can see the AC lines got hurt. God knows what else got hurt on this one. So it is truly a shame. It is a very, very nice looking car, but I think we'll just have to let this one go. I'll even throw in a free repair for you. No, free of charge. Well, maybe I won't. Okay. I thought that would go back in really easily, but it doesn't want to for whatever reason. Oh my God. Look at this. BMW 2800 CS. You do not see these. I mean, this is a very rare occasion to find something like this of a gem. This is way before all the 3 Series, 5 Series, 7 Series. This is a seriously cool find. I can't believe this is actually here right now, just weathering away. It looks like it's all here in one piece, but there's a lot of things going on with the body, to me at least, that look very concerning. And I think a lot of it is just rust. When you see rust starting to bubble through the paint itself, that is a very bad sign. And it almost looks like somebody lipsticked this. You see how somebody, like, they put some touch-up paint on top of this to kind of cover up all the spots where it's rusting. So I'm sure in the pictures it looks okay, and maybe even on camera right now it looks okay, but the paint on this is just absolutely horrendous. Again, you see how somebody, it looks like they took just like a rattle can and they sprayed all this, and then they sprayed this black. God, why do this to such a nice BMW, man? You want to do this car right, do it some justice. I see they put tire shine on it, that's fine and dandy, but look at the horrendous paint job. Look at all this overspray. This is so bad, man. Oh man, but of the time, I think this is a 1970 car, you know, so it has the little wings. So this is almost like the DIY air conditioning, if you will. Very premium stuff. Again, look at the bubbling. I mean, it is so crumbly. I mean, if I apply too much pressure, it's just gonna all the way onto the ground. It just kills me because it is such a beautiful, beautiful car. The roof is a little questionable, but man, when you just take a step back and you just see it for what it is just a staggering looking car. I mean, if you just clean this up, I mean, look at the body lines on it. It's just amazing the way it looks. One of the best looking BMWs ever. But what in the world is this? Look, this is masking tape. See this? This is a total hack job. This makes me so angry, man. Just whoever botched this car up. I mean, look at it more. Overspray here, overspray there. It's like 15 different colors. You see how they just went and they just sprayed it like this? Look, overspray all over the window just to cover everything up. So I think that in the pictures, it looks better than what it actually is. So that tells you a lot about what some people will do, which makes, you know, the auctions a little bit questionable here. Is it a complete deal breaker for somebody? Probably not, because this just should be like a museum piece for somebody. Somebody will bring this back, I almost guarantee it. Gas cap is all the way back here, which is kind of fascinating. Way back here in the corner. You just don't really see stuff like this anymore. God, it is a cool looking car. I can't get over just how beautiful this thing is. The Bondo is hurting my soul right now. Look at the Bondo patch job on this. I mean, this is literally killing me right now. This is really not good. Not good at all, my friend. BMW badging, prestige on the side. I mean, it's just little details, like this little piece of metal that just goes all the way across. Just fabulous, fabulous. Pillarless design. It's a little off, so we're having some glass on glass contact here. I don't know why that is, but you know, maybe we'll open the driver's side. I don't want to close this and I smash the window. Rust here, rust everywhere. Can I open the hood on this thing? Let's see here. Oh man. Look at all. Ooh, did you hear that? That's rust. It's crumbling as we speak. Look at, listen to it crumble. Sounds like rocks in a landslide. Again, more hack job What is this? What? Oh my God, what is this? It's like half of me wants to say that you could save this and another half of me just says stay away. I think the bid right now, would you believe it or not, is at almost $14,000 for this thing. $14,000 for this. I guess people got money to spend. But drivetrain, spectacular. These engines, spectacular, I will say. I haven't even started it, but I know, very good if it runs. Brand new radiator, always a plus. Well, we'll take that into consideration here. Drop that real quick. Let's take a pop into the driver's seat and see what's going on here. Okay, having the same issue again. You see how the window, it's not lining up. It's a little strange. God, this outside. Let's check the inside now. Yep, rust, crust, just patina everywhere. But honestly, the interior is a little bit better than I thought it was gonna be. Manual transmission, actual wood. Look, actual wood. This is not the plastic trim. This is actual wood. God, it's just fabulous, isn't it? Let's take a seat. Come on, for all time's sake. Okay, it's a 4-speed. 4-speed. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's all you get. There's nothing else. Reverse all the way to the left, like all BMWs. And man, it is still very neat. I can't get over how neat this car is. Look at how simple. It's just like nothing. To pull the levers, you have to have some muscle. Jesus. Well, everything's moving now. It just needs to be used. Is this a speaker? I guess. But I don't see a radio. Why is that? You don't come with a radio? Well, it does have the original key. Wow, look at this. Look at how bizarre the key is as well. I mean, this is so interesting. Look at that. Why is it like that? All right, there's no way it's gonna fire up. Will it? I don't know, we're about to find out. The very vintage. Wait a minute. I hear power. Wow, it runs. It doesn't run great, but it does run. I think it's misfiring. It sounds like it's galloping. But man, it fired right up. Isn't that something? The whole car is vibrating. Feels like a misfire. I think it is misfiring. I'll give it a little bit of gas and then I'm gonna turn it off. I'm not gonna rev it super high or anything. I'm just curious how it's gonna behave. Is there a choke? Would you believe this thing has power steering? That's incredible. Yeah, it's like it's running on 4 cylinders. It feels a little strange. See all that vibration? I don't know if the image stabilization is taken away, but the whole car is moving. Yeah, wow. I'm kind of shocked. This thing fired up on like second turn. Wow, that was pretty impressive. I gotta say, and still kicking for such an old car. I gotta give it to it, but I guess we'll see who buys this thing. And to cap off today's video is going to be a very special car. Now, as you can see with the little Toyota livery, I'm sure for all the Toyota enthusiasts out there, they know this is a 40th anniversary Toyota 4Runner. Now, the 4Runner market out here is already crazy. I'm sure in other parts of the world it is too. If you guys are outside of America, maybe in the comments somebody will let us know, but these command a huge premium. Now this is a very sharp car, black with all the special little emblems and things of that sort. It looks like they put the side steps on it. Huge meaty tires. You know, granted, you see people put much larger tires, but this is kind of like a starter pack for anybody that wants to do this. Very meticulously upkept. You can see that they put the little markings each time they torque down the wheel lugs, which is a very positive sign, I would say, for somebody that is looking for a well-maintained truck like this. Are you gonna get this for cheap? Absolutely not. I'm sure just from the photos of it, people are gonna be foaming at the mouth, and in person, it's not too bad either. It's completely dusty, it's kind of a mess. It does say search and rescue. I have no idea what that means, but let's take a look on the inside here, and yeah, very luxurious. I mean, I remember like the second and third gen 4Runners. The quality in terms of the interior is not really there, but this one is a different story. This is leather interior, very nice. A little dirty here and there. I don't see anything that is too concerning, but again, Toyota product. I would guess that everything works here, but that's not the reason why it's not here. And again, you can see some of the 40th anniversary right there on the headrest. Nice touch for sure. I even see some chicken nuggets in the back. That's lovely. It's probably adding to the aromatics of this premium automobile. So I see back here, yes, oh God, there's all kinds of food. I'm sure critters would just love that. Kind of, well, yeah, I see a couple bees that died back here. Anyways, this all can be cleaned up. Let's not fully disregard this. I'm not trying to smear this car. Oh my God. All right, well, that's not great. So let's pretend like we didn't see that. Anybody want some gum? Okay, I'm done there. So I do see a little bit of buckling happening right here. So right on the search and rescue, you see how there's kind of a flare and then it comes back inside. It looks like this is where the majority happened here in the rear. So, as you can see now, that would make a lot more sense with the tailgate, missing the glass. So, you're gonna have to deal with some panel gaps happening here, but again, not the end of the world. This is still worth fixing 1000%. I see the panel gap for sure. It's right here. It's very minor. I'm sure somebody could slap a piece of glass on it, but it wouldn't do justice to such a special car. And again, I don't know if it's me, but I see that there's like, it's been hit enough for the quarter panel just to be slightly off, a little warped, but I don't know. It's kind of a shame, but I'm just more curious as to what this is gonna go for. Has some interesting residue there. But again, black 4Runner 40th anniversary, has got all the goodies and the bells and the whistles. Somebody's gonna fall in love with this thing for sure. So I would guess bidding war. I'm probably not gonna sit in this one just because of all the food. It's funny how sometimes, you know, the food can be worse than finding drugs in the car. I mean, it's kind of humorous in that way. But I think with that being said, I'm gonna wrap up today's video. So thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment. Let me know if you guys like the long form content or the short form content. What else do you guys want to see on this channel? I got some K-swap stuff on the way. As always, thank you so much and take care.